Oh, well, well. Look who's come crawling back. No, it's not Ben Affleck. Excuse me. Coming back, crawling to J-Lo. It's the J-Lo delusional fans that were in my comments talking about some, what are you talking about? They're getting back together. They're just taking time apart. And I said, Ben, to me, is a degenerate. I saw the way he treated his ex-wife Jennifer Garner. As much as people think, I think that he cared about Jennifer Garner more than J Lo. I also think that Jen Garner was more of a doormat than J Lo. Ben, in my opinion, moves like a degenerate. He moves like a degenerate with him sleeping with the nanny, with him blaming Jennifer Garner for him winding up in and out of rehab, for all this stuff. And I said, this whole taking time apart, divorce thing, I already said that it's 2002 all over again. Ben wants to dump J-Lo, but he still wants to have access to her in 5 or 10 years in case he ever gets bored, because J-Lo is always his maybe option and he's J-Lo's forever option. Now, y'all, some new evidence presented itself. First of all, let's talk about J-Lo. She was in the Hamptons, right? And she was like, yo, this isn't the summer I wanted, but okay. She was hoping they could work things out. Ben said he needed a little time. J-Lo flew. He's like, why don't we take some time apart and see if we really want to be together? J-Lo flew to Italy to take some time apart, right? Ben, who was supposed to be taking time apart while she was gone, moved his stuff out of their house. And a lot of Radar Online, Sun, all these places are saying it was without, she didn't even know. So she came home after being like, okay, well, I really want to save it because she don't want to be humiliated. She don't want to get married again. You saw this woman sunk 20 million into that dumb movie, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, based off of these dumb love letters that Ben Affleck wrote her. And probably the reason why he got mad that she shared them wasn't the fact that she shared them. He probably got mad because when we heard these love letters, we were like, are you serious? Literally, I saw this stuff and I was like, he couldn't have hitting you with the hootie da ba, oh, love, 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 and you fell for it, right? Because it's like he didn't have to do much to kind of make up for him humiliating her for 20 years, laughing at her, making her into a laughing stock, and blaming her for his career never taking off instead of the real culprit, his vices, his addictions, his habits. But anyway, so here's where we are. She was in Italy. He snuck his stuff out. Okay. You can say, oh, he had the right to take his stuff out. He did, but he snuck it out. J-Lo, when she got back, was like, what the heck? He wouldn't meet with her to explain what happened. He made her come to his office because he didn't want to meet with her in private to be accountable for what he did. Right. But even then, J-Lo was like, yo, all right, then if it's over, it's over. You know, Benny Medina shut down. It was like, mama, stand right there. He stepped in and he was like, yeah. So while you were together, all the private flights, everything, J-Lo picked up the tab. We had an agreement. You would pay her half. She's getting that money before you leave. Because that's one thing about J-Lo. She will cry into a bag of money. So then Ben hit her with the, wait, I want to try to work things out if you want half that money back. And Benny Medina was like, nah, partner, you don't understand what's going on. You see, you can work things out with J-Lo. But for now on, one, you paying us that money back. And two, we're doing 50-50. No more J-Lo picking it up and you'll get it. And that's when Ben was like, all right, then forget it. Right? J-Lo was off in the Hamptons trying to be hopeful, showing Ben that she was in a better place, all this stuff. She even flew on a plane coach because she wanted to show Ben that she could be like everyone else. And she's always showing Ben that she is like, I won't be who I really am. At the end of the day, yes, J-Lo is extra. Yes, she likes to be pampered. Yes, she has a list of big demands. But if people want to accommodate her, who are you to tell her or to tell anyone that they're not good enough just because you choose your self-loathing to project it on J-Lo? And I'm not defending J-Lo because what I've heard, J-Lo is not a nice person, but I'm not going to defend a degenerate either. Now, I said, let me get to my point. Remember I said this was all a setup. J-Lo still hasn't figured out that Ben is sick of you. Ben has always been sick of you. I think he had buyer's remorse probably 3, 4, 5, 6 months into the marriage. I think that's why it took so long for them to purchase a house, even though J-Lo's the one that purchased that house with her money, because Ben was having regrets already there and didn't want to get into the house. Well, what proof do we have that Ben is just full of it? And Ben really got over with J-Lo, and Ben was uh I think, planning to leave J-Lo for a long time. Well, Ben, the man that couldn't make up his mind about what house to buy, the man that made J-Lo wait 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 months to find their house, the man that made her move her children all across, the man that was really trying and Well, guess what? Ben Affleck has officially bought a house in LA. Do you know how long it takes to look for a house? Especially Ben Affleck. He's picky. Do you know how long it takes to do this? He didn't just decide to divorce J-Lo. I think he knew he was divorcing her. Like I said, 4, 5, 6 months even after. Remember all those articles that came out? Oh my God, I feel like I woke up from a fever dream. I would divorce all this stuff if I could. Yeah. Anyway, hold on a second. They said Ben Affleck has purchased with his own money, okay? He has purchased a house and it is in West Hollywood. I actually feel really sorry for J-Lo. Um she purchased a house and J-Lo had a Brigantine party. He purchased a house. They said Ben Affleck has officially purchased a new multi-million-dollar LA estate. All while and this is marking the end of his marriage to J-Lo. They said it's all but marking. Real estate sources tell TMZ, and again, Ben wanted this release because I'm sure he bought this in a company's name or anonymously, or he kept it quiet. He wants everybody to know that he's not with J-Lo anymore. Real estate sources tell TMZ Ben just closed escrow on a Pacific Palisades mansion for $20.5 million. Ben is a slime ball for what he did to J-Lo. Say what you want about it. You can even say maybe she deserves it. Say what you want, but he used her because he thought he could relive his glory years. And he wanted that publicity for all his new projects. When he saw that she wanted her career too, because Jennifer Garner wrapped her career around her marriage. And when he saw that he would have to contribute and sacrifice a little bit, he was out. 20.5 million. The study, and you can't tell me he just got it in these couple of 3 weeks. You don't just spend 20.5 million. He's been looking. The stunning residence has 5 bedrooms and 6 baths with breakfast and dining areas, a separate family room, a den, walk-in closets, a media room, a powder room, a guest house, on and on. Gosh. So they're still quietly trying to sell the marital home, but they have no takers. They have put it on the market for 68 million. Let me tell you something. I really do feel sorry for J-Lo because she's the one that spent her money on that home. And Ben didn't really put in a penny. And he had his, and now we see why, because he was always planning on leaving her. It's my opinion. They said that meanwhile, they said that the house was sold last year for around 61 million. There was LA mansion tax, real estate commissions, and several $1 million in renovations. So they're lucky to break even. So Ben knew he was leaving her and still had her make renovations. He is trash. They've been separated since May, and Ben recently got all his belongings out of Jen's home while she was in Europe. So this fool took all his possessions out of that home while she was in Europe without her knowing, so he could move it into his new house. You guys, they said it's not hard to connect the dots, even though some of these J-Lo stands that were dragging me on Twitter. I hope you feel stupid now, because had y'all listened instead of being like lap dogs, I'm talking to somebody in particular, had you listened instead of being a lap dog, you could have really warned your queen that she was being taken for a ride. Again, the truth hurts, but who was telling her the right stuff? Me or you? Me thinks it was me. They said it's not hard to connect the dots. His marriage, which is just 2 years old, is headed for the conclusion of the divorce. As for why they continue to wear their wedding rings occasionally, it may be a bluff, but it's pretty clear at this point the writing's on the wall. I know why they are now wearing their wedding rings, because they agreed that until the divorce is finalized, they're going to keep everything in the dark. If I was J-Lo, and I'm sure that Ben's the one that made her agree to this, if I was J-Lo, I would start writing the tell-all book right now. You want your privacy? You not gonna get it. Again, you not gonna get it. Ben is he moves like a degenerate. This is a warning. Everybody talking about warning about J-Lo, and I don't even like J-Lo. She's an okay actress, not a good singer, arguably a good dancer, arguably, right? Because she's doing the same, she's doing the same moves over and over. But all jokes aside, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, Ben is like, yeah, this is bad. This is humiliating. This is embarrassing. Now, I want to see how long it takes Jen to replace Ben. I hope it takes a long, long time because, oof, she been through the ringer. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.